Good morning, Hampton Roads. How's everybody doing today? And welcome to Virginia's only local real estate investing podcast, where we get to talk about local investors, local deals, and all things local. I'm your host, the founder of the Master Investor Academy and author of my best-selling book, Work Just Gets in the Way of Making Money, Scott Jelinek. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, things you'd like to discuss, properties you'd like to sell, you can go ahead and text me directly at 757-699-4227. That's 757-699-4227. So how is everybody doing today? The weather seems to be a little half broken, and it's 72 and sunny, and then I go to my son's ball game in the evening and we're wrapped up in a sweatshirt and a jacket on top of it, freezing. So this weekend, though, we had absolutely perfect weather. It was absolutely beautiful. And today is Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, I am leaving for Mississippi. I think you guys probably know, if you've been following me for any time, that my son is an absolutely huge Mississippi State fan. We're not going to get into how that all came about, but we have traveled all over this country watching Mississippi State play. Well, this weekend is what they call Super Bulldog weekend. It is like it's their homecoming weekend. So we have tickets Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for baseball games, and Saturday they have a football game, which is, I guess, half the team. I think it's the offense versus the defense. So half the team plays the other half of the team, and then it's a big festival and party going on. So we are going to be down in Mississippi for 5 days. It's going to be great. Highly looking forward to it. Actually, they're playing Ole Miss. They're both ranked top. They're both top ranked teams, so it should be really good games. I'm hoping they pull it off, though, because this is going to be the first Mississippi State baseball games we've been to. We've been to basketball, we've been to tons of football, but this is going to be the first baseball that we've been to. So I'm highly anticipating and hoping that it's absolutely awesome time. And we'll bring in one of my son's friends too, so it's going to be a good trip. All right, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, I think I told you previously that I had an issue going on with code enforcement. Remember, I'm sure I told you that they had called and they were like, oh, you need to come right now. I told them I was out of town. We set an appointment to go down and meet them. So we did. So before we get into meeting, I think I told you I was going to have somebody go out and clean up some of the stuff. Which I did. So I had him go down and move stuff to the street. So because the city was going to do it anyway, and then they're going to bill me, which in fact I'll end up billing the tenant buyer. But it doesn't change the fact that it's going to attach to my house and start accruing interest. So I figured I would do it, and then I'll bill the tenant buyer. Well, anyway, so I had him go out, and there was a ton of stuff. It was disastrous, and I videotaped it. I'm not going to post it until after this date that I have coming up, which I'll tell you about in a second. So I went out there. The guy that I had removed most of the stuff. So I met the code enforcement person and the city inspector out there, and the tenants were there who I never met before, and they were. I'm trying to find a polite word. Actually, I'm not even going to say anything. I can't find a polite word. They were aggressively unhappy type people. Whatever. So the city inspector was showing all the stuff that still wasn't done. After my guy was there, the people that lived there proceeded to cut more stuff down and cut stuff up that was still laying around, so it wasn't taken out to the front. So they told me the sheriff's department was still going to come and, have the workforce. Those are the people in jail on nonviolent offenders. They let them come out and do work, come have them clean the rest of the stuff out, and they'll in fact end up sending me a bill for it. I will let you know how much that bill is when I receive it. As of now, I have no clue, no idea. So anyway, then I'm with the city inspector guy, and he starts to tell me he's got 3 violations for me. And there was more. I never got these violations because, as you guys know, I moved in October. Well, apparently all of my addresses have been changed on all my properties, but apparently that one, they never changed it. So he was doing violations since December, but he was still mailing them to my old address. And so I never received anything. So he gave me these 3 violations that were left. He originally had like 8, but the other ones were already taken care of. So he had 3 that were left. One of them said roof drainage systems not maintained. One said something about the interior, something not maintained, which I've never been inside the house, so I don't know what that was. But the big one, which is where we had a sticking point, was he had one that said I needed to do a rental inspection. So for those of you guys who know and who do slow flips, I've been doing them for a long time, and I have yet to ever do one rental inspection. I have done a rental inspection in my life. This was prior to doing slow flips, and it was a miserable experience. Well, I've getting the letters. So I get the letters maybe 5, 10, 20 times a year where I'll get a random letter that says your house has been identified as a rental. We need you to fill out these papers and schedule a rental inspection. 100% of the time, I pick up the phone and I call the person who sent the letter and I say, "Hey, I'm returning your phone call for your letter for 123 Main Street. I just wanted to let you know it's not a rental. I've sold that house with owner financing." And they say, "Okay, thank you very much. You can disregard the letter." 100% of the time, never been an issue. This particular guy, so I'm standing out in the backyard with him and I tell him, he's like, "Oh, and you have to do a rental inspection." And I said, "No, I don't have to because this house has been sold with owner financing." And he's like, "Oh, no, you still do because the deed's still in your name." And I tried to be very cordial and polite because he was a nice guy. They were all decent people. And so I just said, I said, "Well, listen, I don't want to argue with you. I know the IRS counts it as a sale and the courts count it as a sale, and there is no rental inspection needed. However, I don't want to argue with you, so we can just go before a judge and let the judge tell us." And he's like, "Okay, if that's what you want to do." And so I followed him back to his office in downtown Newport News, and they wrote me up 3 warrants for a court date now. So the other two, I really don't know those whether I win or lose. I guess I'll probably lose those because those are stuff that has to be done. That's not real. Those aren't really the ones I'm fighting. The one I'm fighting is the rental inspection, and the reason I'm fighting it is because, first of all, I know I'm right, but on top of that, if I let it go even one time, then I'm like, I don't want it to become a precedent with all of these properties that not just that I have as slow flips, but all of my coaching partners have as slow flips. All of them have been having the same result. We tell them, sorry, it's an owner finance property. So I have court now going to be on May 26th. I have not hired a lawyer yet, but I am going to because I decided this is kind of important that we make sure that we set a precedent and win. And I know we'll win, but it may have to be appealed to circuit court, but I know we'll win. Again, because the IRS counts it as a sale. They literally say, as long as the benefits and burdens convey, they tax us as a sale and they count it as a sale. So there is no way the city can say that you have to do work to something that the IRS is saying has been sold. And the contract says my price is fixed and the payment can never go up for 30 years, but they can't say you have to put money into it. I know this, but nevertheless, it has to go before the judge. And so I'm going to hire a good lawyer because I want to make sure with no question that we win. Not that it's a big deal. I could do a rental inspection if I wanted to and fix whatever they want. It probably cost me $300. It's probably going to cost me $5,000 for the lawyer, but I'm going to do it because I want to cap it off and I want it to be over for not just for me, but for all of our people that are here in this local market. I don't want to take a chance on if I comply, then they can start telling everybody we need a rental inspection, and that would change our whole business model. And so I'm going to make sure that I go to the date with an attorney, fight it, win, and move on from there. So that's all. I wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys to let you know, because I did tell you that was coming up, and so I wanted to let you know exactly how it went, so that you had an idea of what exactly happened with that. So I told the guy too. I said I've probably done 800 of them since 1994, and I'm yet to do one rental inspection on an owner finance property. This would have been the first, and I said I'm not doing it. So. And this is the thing. I videotaped the entire day, that whole conversation, walking around, the tenant screaming and yelling at my contractor, the whole thing. But I don't want to post it until after the court date. So I'm going to hold on, and I decided I'm going to fuzz out their faces because we kind of videoed without anyone knowing we were videoing. So I am going to fuzz out the deputy and the home. I'm going to fuzz out everybody's faces other than mine, so that nobody gets upset with me over it. But I'll wait until after the court date for that. So it's all I wanted to share with you guys. So if you come across that issue, if you have that issue, make sure you follow May 26th, my date, and I will let you know the resolution. If we win that day, I'll let you know. If not, it'll get appealed to circuit court, and then I know we'll win in circuit court. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyway, heading to Mississippi tomorrow, to Mississippi State. Long story. I'm sure I probably told you guys already how my son became a fan, but it's been we've been all over the place. If I told you everywhere we've been to Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, which is in Alabama. We've been to Omaha for the College World Series. So I guess we did see them play baseball already, not just not at Starkville in Mississippi State. We've been to Tampa to see them in the Outback Bowl. We've been to Nashville to see them in the bowl out there. That was 2 years ago. We've been all over the place, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Very, very enjoyable. And I'm highly looking forward to the weekend. So it's all I got for you guys today. Just wanted to share that story with you, let you know how it went, because I knew I told you that it was coming up. And I want to make sure that you guys know to do something today that your future self is going to thank you for. I promise you, in the future, you will thank me that you started the day that you did. And go ahead, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Let me know that you're out there. Send a comment down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a fantastic day.